everybody. I think we'll just get this party started. So good morning all, and welcome to everybody out there in webinar land. My name is Stu Kalinsky. I'm the VP of Sales and Channel for IPFone. And the handsome young man next to me is Abraham Sue, our Senior Sales Engineer, who said he would buy me lunch if I said that. So I'm looking forward to that. This morning, we were going to present to you our IPFone voice solution for Microsoft Teams. You know, it's no secret that over the last 2 years, the adoption of collaborative communication services has soared via the work from home environment, which looks like it's here to stay and in a big way. And even with the advent of the hybrid workforce where people are going back to work in some respects, I think that the foothold that collaborative communications has taken onto business is here to stay, as I mentioned. So that being said, it's important that we go through, of course, this kind of solution because companies are looking for it. And certainly, MS Team fits this as among the most utilized collaboration platforms based on the sheer number of Microsoft users. So that being said, welcome to our presentation. And again, we hope you found it informative and valuable. The agenda look today will be a quick snapshot of IPFone. We'll talk about our key services and then to the crux of the matter, which will be the Microsoft Teams direct routing and a live demo with Abraham. But we wanted to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit about IPFone because we know that there are other entities out there like IPFone who supply these kinds of services. But at the end of the day, you know, hopefully your choice of IPFone will prove to be a valuable one because as the old saying goes, you are known by the company you keep. So let's take a look at IPFone. So IPFone at this point in time has over 5,000 corporate accounts worldwide. We have accounts on 4 continents at this point with over 60,000 users in place. The company boasts 100 employees. And I just want to say one thing about the employees. We have a very stable group of employees. So, you know, when you deal with somebody at IPFone, you can pretty well be assured that they'll be here for a very long time, which helps with the relationship. Because of the Microsoft solution that we've come up with, we now have in-house certified Microsoft engineers, and we are in fact a Microsoft partner. IPFone, as some of you know on this call, and I know that some of you are familiar with the company, you do know that we do on-site installation and training, which is a unique and differentiating factor that we bring to the party. So we make sure that the customers are in place before we get going. There's an old saying that if they like us in the first 10 days, I think will like us for the next 10 years. So our white glove custom onboarding, includes project managers, support people, trainers, technicians, truck rolls, and the like. One of the unique things that I'll talk about in a little while, is that IPFone boasts a 6-month satisfaction guarantee to all new customers. So we take this very seriously, and it's on our shoulders to make sure that the customer's happy and we put it in writing. Disaster recovery and business continuity, which is pretty much uniform within the industry because we have a multiple infrastructure, geo-redundant environment. We do boast when we take surveys, and we do look at a 99% retention rate, which is, we like to think is among the top in the industry. The technology partners that we deal with, as you can see, are best of breed. So IPFone likes to talk about ourselves as the power of one. One company, one bill, one product line, and our legendary customer service, again, just to reiterate it because we feel very strongly about it, is our on-site installation, the white glove onboarding of every single customer, regardless of the size, and the training that is given both at the installation site and post facto via webinar, depending on location. We have a lot of logos. We just listed a few, and we do have customers in every single vertical you can think of. So our key services and companies like IPFone really have to have these services that are in demand by businesses these days. Obviously, today we're going to isolate the IPFone voice for Microsoft Teams, but we are a full service provider, including fiber and contact center, SD-WAN, CRM integration, and the like. And we've been doing this for over 25 years. So let's look at IPFone voice for Microsoft Teams. So I talked about the fact that Microsoft obviously has a lot of customers, but I think it's important to look at these numbers to sort of show you the magnitude of the pervasiveness of Microsoft's foothold in the business community, which makes it mandatory that we offer products that integrate with them. So just to go through the numbers real quickly, 500,000 organizations are now using Microsoft Teams as part of their platform. 95 million new users were added in 2020. And as I'm sure you can understand, based on the pandemic and the circumstances at hand, that number grew exponentially because of that in the environment that was needed by distributed workforces. 90% of large enterprises are using it to access direct routing to the PSTN, the public telephone network. And of course, Microsoft is a leader on just about every survey and every quadrant that's available. So this is how many active daily users are on Microsoft. 115 million. I mean, it's a staggering number when you think about how many people, right now or during the course of the day are going to be accessing that platform, both for collaboration and for telephony applications. Of the users of the companies with over 10,000 users, there are 1,800 of them. Okay, so that's a big number too. So it just goes to show you that even people who can make wide choices based on certain platforms have widely again chosen Microsoft. To me, this number is staggering. 200 million meeting participants in a single day and 30 billion collaborative sessions in a single day. So it's really pervasive. And so again, as I mentioned, it's here to stay. So IPFone voice solution for Microsoft Teams. So, the voice solution, which you cannot take for granted, and collaboration generally has the mindset of meetings and sharing screens and what have you. But the integration of voice communications, the PBX, is so important to having a full service collaborative component that companies need to look for those kinds of companies, and we believe IPFone is one that can bring it to the table. So all of these surrounding features are available when using IPFone. So it really has a full service and a full suite of calling features. So connecting to the PTSN. So Abraham, take it away.
Thank you, sir. All right, so today we have the modern work of calling from Microsoft Teams app-to-app calling. Then we add the phone system license. This allows us to assign a number to that user and give them access to the PSTN. And of course, you have your audio conferencing for your meetings for dial-in. And then we have the IPFone calling plans that we leverage the direct routing to communicate to the PSTN. So direct routing, here's a direct routing overview. From the right-hand side here, you'll see the actual user utilizing the Office 365 and Teams on their mobile, tablet, or their desktop. So if they initiate a particular number, it'll go out through us, reach our certified session border controller, and then from there, we will send it out to our voice trunks to access the PSTN provider. Of course, you can see here in the middle that we can support other third-party voice apps for ATAs, PBXs, call center, or any other application. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you an actual live demo of making a call. So here is one of my other users logged in through the web application for Microsoft Teams, and you can see that I am in the Calls tab. And one thing you're going to notice differently here is that I have my number listed here, and this number is hosted with IPFone. So that means that we control that number. So if, for any reason, you cannot reach this particular user because he couldn't sign in, or some complications with his computer, we can reroute this number to any other number as an emergency. So from here, I can dial by extension, or I can dial any 10-digit number. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and call my mobile. Go ahead and mute with no feedback. I'm going to go ahead and answer on my mobile. All right, and then now I'm actively on a call with my mobile. So you can see here under the participants tab here. Easily, if I wanted to invite somebody else, I can just type in their name here or their number to conference them in. So it makes it very simple. If I click on the three little dots here for more actions, you'll see that I have the options to put the call on hold, transfer the call, park the call, or do a consulted transfer. Now, I also have the dial pad, of course. So if you're calling a particular number that requires you to input any number, you can. And then obviously you have your mute. But most importantly, if I do park a call, this is a very nice feature because you can park your call on your desktop application and then open up your mobile and retrieve that park call to your mobile app. This way you can just get on the go and start heading home after work and continue your conversation, or vice versa. You could be coming into the office on your mobile phone, park the call, and then retrieve the park call from your desktop. So if I were to hit park call now, you'll see that it'll put the caller on hold. It's parking the call. As soon as the call is parked, it's going to give you a park number right up here. In this case, the code is 12. So I can click this icon here to copy this code. And then within the mobile app, or in this case, the desktop app, I can come over here to park calls. And then I can paste that number here, pick up, and it'll continue with my conversation for that particular call. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hang up. You also have, of course, voicemail. You'll have your voicemail here. I don't have any currently now, but there is voicemail provided by Microsoft. It does offer transcription, meaning that it'll try to, if it can understand the voicemail, it's going to transcribe it for you, so you'll be able to read the actual voicemail without having to play that voicemail. All right. If I come over here to the three dots on the upper right and go to settings, and you'll see the calls tab here at the bottom. From here, I can make changes to my answering rules. So I can say, also ring to another contact that I want. I can also send it to ring to another group. What happens if I don't answer? In this case, it sends it to voicemail, but I can choose, to do nothing or to forward it to somewhere else if I don't answer. If I want to configure my voicemail, I just hit configure here, and then you can record your voicemail from there. Right? Of course, we have call history. So here you'll see your call history. And then, of course, you have your contacts and your speed dials, of course. So now I'm going to show you what happens in the admin or the management. So just in case some of you people that are tech savvy or have access to the admin portal, you'll see that the licenses that are required are going to be basically the Office license, and most importantly, the phone system license. This phone system license here is what allows Microsoft to assign a number to that user. So I'm going to go over here to the Teams admin, just to show you an overview of what do we actually enter into the Teams admin. So here's direct routing, and here is the SBC address for IPFone. So here we can see that this link right here basically will send any calls to IPFone in the event that that user dials a number. So this SBC is how it routes, and Microsoft knows how to send the calls to IPFone and then us to Microsoft. All right, if you click on this SBC, you'll see some statistics, how is it active, how many concurrent paths you have, how much utilization you're using on the concurrent calls, any latency issues, you can see it all here. For inbound and outbound, if there's any errors, you'll see them down here. If I come over here to the user list in the admins here, you'll notice that my user will have a number assigned to it. So I know that this user has the phone system license and has a number assigned to it. If I click on the actual user, I can see basically all of the calls here. So if I go here to voice, meetings and calls, you'll be able to see all the different calls that I've made. Either it's a Teams call or PSTN calls. You'll see them all from here. And if the admin wanted to do some type of troubleshooting, they can by just selecting the particular call. So they can view that session, see if the audio quality was good, If there was any errors, if the user made a review or rating star after that call, and in this case I did, I gave it 5 stars. But you can see basically the journey between the device all the way to the end device, just in case some users might be having issues with the call quality. You can probably narrow it down if it's a local issue or if it's somewhere on the network. Very nice tool to use for admins. All right, so that would conclude the demo.
Okay, so I just want to make a recap before we go to Q&A. And by the way, just in advance, I'm going to be sending all the participants here today a follow-up email, which will have some further information and also some pricing of some of the options that we have for customers based on feature requirements. So you'll see that coming forthwith. So just to recap a little bit on the time we spent today, and I hope it was valuable for you. Part of the differentiators that we feel that we bring to the table is that on the Microsoft Teams IPFone PBX integration, they get unlimited domestic calling, okay? They get unlimited international calling to 40 countries, which you'll find are the most prevalently called countries, generally speaking. We do have the in-house Microsoft certified engineers to assist our partners and our customers with any issues or additions they might want to discuss. We have successfully deployed Microsoft Teams, in various businesses around the United States. So we have some success stories that we can reminisce with you if you choose. Again, the on-site installation and training is paramount, particularly when you get into these more sophisticated deployments where you're working with the IT department, and we stay until it's done, until it's right. Our project managers, work hand in hand with our partners to, of course, make sure that all the components are in place before the customer is let loose. The 6-month satisfaction guarantee, which if you glance to the right, which I'm sure you may have already, I thought you might like to see this in writing, because this, again, and I just keep on highlighting it, that this is a very unique offering that is included in our proposition to every single customer. So, because we understand that there's a fear in sometimes to customers making, paradigm shifts in the way that they do business, all right, that affects their business. So we put it on the table to them that we are, we have their back, and our goal is to make them happy, and we'll stay the course until it's done.